All right, 9.6, graphing systems of linear inequalities. The first four are simply review. I'd like you to pause it and do it, especially if it's been a minute since you've done these. Graph these inequalities. You graph the line and then you do your shading. Okay, because we're going to need to do that again down here with the systems of equations. So give those a good try. Be sure you solve for y, get it in slope-intercept form, and then graph it, and pause it, and then I'm going to show you the answers. All right, here are the answers. To letter A, you just plug in those two values and see if you come up with a true statement, and you do. So that is a yes. On letter B, you should have shaded to the right of the line. On letter C, you should have solved for y and gotten y is less than 5 over 2x minus 5. Remember, you got to flip that sign when you divide by a negative, so that's why it's less than. And so it should be shaded below the line. So I always like to look, like I said, at where it crosses the y-axis, and I go, okay, I need to shade below that. And so that's all of that. Okay, and then D, y is less than or equal to, and so it's below the line as well. And it's a solid line. Okay, all right, let's look at the new stuff now. We're going to solve systems of linear equations. So we've got two equations or two inequalities that we've got to graph, and I've already gotten started on it. So if you need to pause it and do that, you can. I went ahead and graphed these two lines. I did not do any shading yet because I was going to show you how to do the shading. And this is the way Miss Richardson wants it and Miss Cranston wants it done. We want you to show all of the shading, not just the final answer. So where is y less than 6? So here's where y is 6. And we did a dotted line because it's not or equal to. Okay, make that a little darker, maybe you can see it better. All right, so less than that is below it, right? Everything that's smaller than it, below it. So we're going to shade everything below it, just ignoring the purple line. Okay, now let's look at the purple line. I'm going to pick up my purple pen. Y is bigger than 3. All right, so here's where it's 3. Where is it bigger? It's above the line, and I'm going to shade everything above it, even just ignoring the orange line. Okay, and then I like to take a third pen or pencil. In this case, I'll just take a pencil, and I shade in where they overlap. They overlap here in the middle between them. Okay, that would be your final answer, is where it is less than 6 and it's greater than 3. Could there be a no solution kind of problem in this section? Yes. The graphs could not overlap. Okay, it is possible to have a no solution. All right, let's look at we're going to skip number 2. I want you to do that one by yourself here in a minute. I'm going to do 3 and 4, and you're going to do 2 and 5. All right, so let's look at 3. Yeah, we'll have so 3, I went ahead and graphed where it crosses at 6, and it falls 5 and runs 1. That's the orange line, and then that's the purple line. Okay, if you need to pause it and graph those, go for it. Now I'm going to do the shading. That's the part that's new. So it's going to be less than this one that crosses at 6. Okay, so here's where it crosses at 6. Get my orange one. And it's going to be less than that. So where is it getting smaller than 6? 5, 4, 3, 2. Everything below it. All right, so here we go. Everything below that line. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, then we want bigger than this line where it crosses at -1. I want greater than where it crosses at -1. So it's above this where it's 0, 1, 2, 3. All of those are above. Okay, so here's my purple. And you can see where they cross. They cross in this big area right here, this kind of triangular area right here, and that will be my final answer. Okay, looking good in the neighborhood. All right, number 4. Okay, again, I graphed the top one in orange, crosses at 3, and I want it less than or equal to. Pause it if you need to so you can graph it. That's fine. Y is less than or equal to where it crosses at 3, this line, okay? So it's less than or equal to it, so it's a solid line, and less than it would be below it, again, where the numbers are getting smaller, 2, 1, 0, all of that. And then the purple is going to be bigger than or equal to this line where it crosses at 2. So it crosses at 2, and I want everything that's bigger than it. So above that line would be 3, 4, 5, 6, all of those. And then you can see it's kind of this triangle area right here where our final answer is. Okay? I want you to try 2 and 5. Pause it. Notice on 5, you've got to solve for y on each of those. Okay? You could also use intercepts if you wanted to, but I feel like that's a little longer. But I would just solve for y on each of those. Okay? All right, here are the answers. Number 2, it should be shaded here. And number 5 should be here. Okay, there's number 5. When you solve for each of them, you can check your inequalities there. All right.